Now, this planet rules the sign, the last air sign we're going to talk about, which is Aquarius. And the planet in question is Uranus. So when it comes to Uranus, what is that about? Well, luckily this is the one planet that we have not discussed already, so yay! So what is this planet about specifically? Well, let's do a little exercise. I think we did this with the water planet, so let's try this with the air planets. Think about any Aquarius that you know. Think of 2 traits. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think of 2 traits for someone that you know is an Aquarius, whether it's a family member, a friend, a spouse. Go ahead and think. Did you come up with anything? I hope so. I know I have some family members that are Aquarius, so I know I came up with a couple of traits. However, given that Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius, I think it's appropriate. I think there's probably more to Aquarius just than what's in this planet. And sometimes over time, they make adjustments to astrology to, I guess, make it a little more accurate, or accurate the way they see it. But Uranus is still an appropriate planet for Aquarius. And why is that? Well, Uranus rules things like sudden change, especially shocking change. Now, this can go really, really well. It could be really, really bad. Uranus type of change, sudden change, could be, oh my gosh, I just won the lottery. Or it could be, oh my gosh, look out for that truck. It could be either of those. So it could be a really good, really positive, exciting sudden change, or it can be a drastic change that changes your life in a negative way. So Uranus is kind of that, it's that mixed bag. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get unless you've had an opportunity to look at your chart, especially progressions and like a yearly chart to see where it's going or what it's trying to do. So there's that part of Uranus, and that can be the unsettling part. Uranus can also, and this has more to do with the unsettling part, it can also represent heartbreak. I hate to say that. It can represent losing someone you love. And I'll give you an idea, some insight into something. So when it comes to looking at people's charts for compatibility, and that's looking at person A's chart and comparing it to person B's chart to see how they will relate to each other, whether there is the potential for longevity and compatibility in the relationship. So if you're someone you're dating or married to or trying to marry, having Uranus in a challenging aspect, doesn't matter whether it's person A or person B, if somebody's Uranus forms a challenging aspect to a personal planet in another person's chart, that can be a bit unsettling for the long term because of the tendency for Uranus to make so many changes. It may suggest that the person that's the Uranus in the chart may be a bit unorthodox and may have a hard time committing on some level. Or it could just mean that just the relationship is meant to be exciting and that's it. And it's really, there's those of you out there that have been in a long-term relationship or been married for a while, you know that relationships aren't always exciting. So if you have the type of relationship where you have to have excitement, it will be difficult to sustain. Okay, so just to give you some idea how Uranus works out sometimes, especially when it comes to personal relationships with people. Uranus also rules gambling, taking chances, Again, when you take chances, they can go good or bad. Sometimes you never really know how it's going to turn out until you do it, right? Uranus has to do with separating. So I feel like this is along the same lines of heartbreak, having to separate from somebody or something. And this can also happen in a surprising way sometimes. Uranus is about rebelling raging against the system. You will not tell us what to do. We want to do it our way, no matter what, and there's no way you can make us. That's a very Uranian way of looking at things. And so a person who has strong Uranus in their chart, whether maybe it's at the very top of their chart or it's in their first house, conjunct their ascendant, our rising sign, or they have some sharp aspects with Uranus and some of their planets, especially personal planets, they may be a person that will have a hard time conforming to society in a way. They can conform, but only to a certain extent. And if that extent requires them to deny some part of themselves or deny something that they really believe in, good luck with that, because they're not going to do it the way you want them to do it just because you want them to do it that way. If they don't believe in it, if they don't like it, they're not going to do it. They're going to do it the way that they want to do it.